guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another makeup tutorial. So what I am doing right now is I'm just using the Revolution concealer in C12 just to prime my lids and to make them even, as I've got quite pigmented eyelids. So I'm just rubbing that in. Now for the makeup look today, I'm using the Huda Beauty Nude palette. This was a new palette that I bought. I've been wanting to get it for a while and I'm so glad I finally got it. It's just absolutely beautiful. I've always wanted to do that. So here I am showing you the palette. I was looking for a palette with beautiful pinks. So there I am about to use concealed just to make my eyelids a bit lighter. Then I use the RCMA translucent powder just to set that concealer, just so that once I put my eyeshadows on, they won't move the concealer around. Now I'm just thinking about what colour to use. I literally thought about this on the spot. So I'm just blending in that colour in the crease, just to make that as more of a transition shade to layer the other colours on top. And I wanted this to be quite a pigmented look. Usually I go quite soft with my eyeshadows, but today I'm really trying to make this eyeshadow stand out. So I'm just blending that in, taking it a bit higher above the crease. As I said, that's a transition shade, so I'm just adding more colour just to make it a bit more pigmented. Sorry, I know my camera focuses in and out. I need to get a new lens. Now I am going to use the shade Raw. That's a beautiful brown shade, a dark brown shade with quite a reddish undertone, and I'm now putting that on top of Teddy, which is the initial shade that I used. So I'm just blending that in to Teddy just to make the look a bit more vibrant. I found these eyeshadows, they're really easy to use. They blend beautifully. I'm not the best at blending because eyeshadow was never something that I used to use all the time, but I'm trying to get into it more now. And these eyeshadows are very easy to use. They just melt in the skin like butter. You don't have to do too much. So if you're a beginner, I'd say this palette will definitely come in handy for you. You don't have to do too much work to move the powder around. So I'm just blending that in until I like how it looks. Okay, so now I am going to use the shades Love Bite and Spanked. So I'm going to use Spanked first. So here, before I was showing you just Love Bite, but then I changed my mind and decided I wanted to use Spanked first and then Love Bite. So I'm using Spanked on the outer edge of my eyes and the inner corner to make it like a halo effect. So I'm going to put majority of that powder in the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner, and then I'm just going to blend the excess into the crease. Then I'm going to get Love Bite and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to also put that on the outer crease, the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner, and blend that in. Now here my camera cut off, but what I put was Daydream in the center of my lid. It's such a beautiful shimmer shade. It's got all different tones. It's got white, it's got orange, it's got pink, purple. It's beautiful. And I did my lashes and my eyeliner off camera. I used the NYX liner, the matte liner. Now I'm going to use the Smashbox primer water on my face. Next, I am putting mascara on my lashes, and then I'm going to use my eyelash curler just to blend in my natural lashes with my false lashes. Here I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, so you just put that on the back of your hand, rub it in, put it all over your face, and you wait for 1 minute, and this literally, your foundation will stick. It's such an amazing product. That was my first time trying it, but I'm going to get the bigger version. Here I'm using the Orange Corrector from LA Girl Concealer. I use this in all my videos. I don't think I'll ever change. So I'm just putting that under my eyes. Around my mouth and just on all the dark areas of my face. Now I'm going to go back into that RCMA translucent powder just to set that concealer. Next, for foundation, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Longwear Concealer Foundation, sorry, and I'm in the shade Macao. I think that's how you pronounce it, Macao. And I'm just going to blend that in. I'm really loving this foundation. Usually because I have oily skin, I don't tend to go for dewy foundations, but I really love this foundation. I love the finish. I love how it makes my skin look. But I use this more if I'm not really going for a more out there full coverage look, because this, as when you get dewy foundations, you find that they're quite sheer. Next, I'm using the Revolution concealer in 13.5. I put that on my top lip as it's a bit darker there. Then I use the Fenty concealer to highlight. I really like this concealer. I find that the coverage is really nice. And there I'm using Revolution in C18 for my contour. So I'm going to do my contour first and let my concealer sit and just melt into my face, just to make it a bit more full coverage. Just blending that concealer in, making sure I get all the areas. I don't want to blend it too much because I still want to keep that highlighted look and I still want it to be full coverage. And then I'm using another Fenty matchstick just to contour my nose. Next, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty baking powder in Blondie just to bake my face. So I'm letting the powder sink into those areas first, just so the powder really soaks up the concealer and just to stop any creasing. So this is what I've started doing now. I'll blend the powder in and then I'll add a bit more on top just to slightly bake it. Next, I am using the shades Spanked and Love Bite again, or for my under eye, just to make it stand out a bit more. And then I'm going to use my Maybelline mascara. This is their Fall Season mascara, I think, just for my bottom lashes. Then I'm going to put in my false beauty spots. I usually use these to cover spots, but the nose and the under eyebrow one is just ones I like to do. Then I'm using the Fenty matchstick in Rum for my nose highlights. Now for my face highlights, I'm using the Sleek highlighter palette in Cleopatra's Kiss. Then I'm going to use my Cosmetics lip liner. And I have a sample of lipsticks from Huda Beauty. I can't remember what shade this was, but it is so beautiful. You can see it just goes so nicely with this makeup look. I was thinking to do a nude look to put the attention on the face, but I decided that I wanted to have a matching lip. And that is the end of the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.